None of my concern where the other belts are, as long as mine are strapped around my waist. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Push the weight and now flex. The livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Boxing scene. Article written by my favorite boxing journalist, Jake Donovan. Salute to you, brother. Tyson Fury says, none of my concern where the other belts are as long as mine are strapped around my waist. Interesting. There was a 19-month stretch where all the relevant heavyweight hardware resided in the United Kingdom. Alexander Usyk changed that dynamic on September 25th, earning a 12-round unanimous decision win over England's Anthony Joshua to claim the heavyweight belts. Manchester's own Tyson Fury still holds the lineal WBC crowns, and along with his upcoming trilogy clash with Deontay Wilder, really isn't worried about much else beyond that. Wow. It's none of my real concern about where the other belts are as long as mine are strapped around my waist. Fury admitted during a recent Zoom media conference call to otherwise discuss his October 9th showdown with Wilder at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. See you there. Rest of them, I don't care where they go. So now he don't care about Undisputed. He doesn't care about Undisputed. Did he ever care about Undisputed? He don't care. Look, I'm reading it. Okay, whatever, man. Fury was once linked to a long-discussed undisputed heavyweight championship with countryman Anthony Joshua. The bout was rumored to take place August 14th, though never coming to fruition once the arbitration ruling left Fury on the hook to proceed with his contractually bound third fight with Alabama's Wilder. Now, this is beautiful. This is why I like Jake Donovan, because he's giving you the facts. Arbitration. Remember that? Remember the arbitration? Him and AJ, Fury and AJ was supposed to get down, and then arbitration put the kibosh on that. But was it really a kibosh? All he has to do is beat Deontay. And all AJ had to do was keep his titles. One part of the puzzle already happened. It's already missing. AJ just lost everything. Everything. Now he's not talking about Undisputed anymore. He was more concerned about the payday. We're not worried about paydays, Tyson. We're worried about Undisputed. One face, one name. Who was saying that, by the way? One face, one name. Who was saying that? The upcoming fight, which will air live on pay-per-view jointly presented by ESPN Plus and Fox Sports, comes 20 months after Fury scored a one-sided seventh-round stoppage of Wilder to win the WBC lineal titles. Joshua had just regained his titles from Andy Ruiz less than 3 months prior. Fury's win left UK fans hopeful of an all-British showdown, which would have guaranteed the nation's first undisputed heavyweight championship since Lennox Lewis following his win over Evander Holyfield in their November 1999 rematch. And let me park there for a second. What they wanted was a UK showdown for all the marbles. Well, one part of that is gone. Now all of a sudden he don't want to face Usyk. There's no... Who is Usyk for real, other than the guy that beat AJ? I don't hear anybody talking about Usyk's lack of marketability. That never comes up. They talk about how he became undisputed at cruiserweight. That's what they talk about. And rightfully so, because that should be the conversation. What he's done in the ring. Now what he's done is he dethroned AJ, which to me is not really a super feat. It was bound to happen, but he did it. The smaller guy did it. No one's talking about his lack of marketability. He doesn't speak English to the point where he could turn some heads, right? Strange. Does Alexander Usyk's promoter say things like, I could have bought a house in Miami or in Beverly Hills somewhere with the money I've lost on you? Does Alexander Usyk's promoter degrade him because he doesn't promote himself? Strange. Because Usyk is undisputed. I know another undisputed fighter that has gone up in weight that is not getting respect by way of his own promoter. But we don't know that promoter's heart. Whatever. In order for Fury to earn that status, he will first have to get past Wilder once again, and then either immediately pursue Ukraine's Usyk or wait out the winner of a likely Usyk-Joshua rematch. Either way is fine to the unbeaten 33-year-old who doesn't plan on leaving his place atop the heavyweight division anytime soon. There's only one man who can clear them all up again and bring them back, and that's me. Fury insisted he insisted of one day becoming undisputed champion. Okay. It really only has been me. I'm sick of saying it. There only ever has been one, and there can only be one, and that's me, the Gyp Me King. That's the article. Link will be in the description. And here are my thoughts. Shout out to Jake Donovan. He's the only boxing journalist I respect, right, so far. Does he want undisputed or not? What he wanted was that showdown with AJ. Shout out to Eddie Hearn for fumbling. All right. He's been lying to you guys since the day of the flood. I don't know what date that is, but he's been lying to you. Bob Arum has lied to you and double talked, and they're doing it now. October 9th. You see, shout out to Alexander Usyk. He will never know how instrumental he played in killing their dreams. What they wanted was Fury on top. Hey, AJ, they didn't even want you in the mix. You were favored to beat Usyk, but they didn't want you there. And if you got to Tyson Fury, they wouldn't want you to win. The guy was going to cheat you anyway. I have reasonable cause to believe he was. But the unthinkable happened. To me, it wasn't so unthinkable. I picked Usyk to win by split decision. I did. And he won. But the media wasn't thinking that. They said, oh, my God, not only did he win, he dominated you. Now, we'll see how you work out in the rematch. I don't see it. You're going to have to prove me wrong. But I don't see you beating Usyk. So I'm going to go ahead and say in 2022, Usyk's going to be waiting in the wings for Deontay. One part of the grand scheme is done. They didn't expect Usyk, and I don't think they're going to mess with Usyk. I don't think they're going to mess with Usyk like how they tried to screw around with Deontay. They ain't going to do it to Usyk for obvious reasons, but whatever. And Usyk stepped up and said, yo, no time to waste. Let's get it. Whoever comes out on top on October 9th, let's get it. So if he's a man of his word and he means that, I mean, if when Deontay knocks Fury's head off into my lap in the 9th row, I hope Usyk doesn't be like, oh, well, I got mandates. They might try and do that. Oh, well, he got mandates and he got, this guy's up and this guy's up for that title and he has to defend his title at least 3 times before. Fine. I foresee that happening. I don't want it to, but if Usyk says, yo, pump your brakes, undisputed, me and Wilder in the spring. Shout out to Usyk. Again, you will never know the service that you did. I appreciate you. So next week, October 9th, next week. I'm going to be back here telling you I told you so. And we're looking at Usyk. But first, we got to go put a cheetah in his grave. Bronx on deck.